If you're ever wondering about a way into the fairy world, how to see the fairy world, magic mushrooms, psilocybin mushrooms, the liberty caps, they'll give you a small insight into the world. Fly yark mushrooms, you know the fly yark ones, they often have fairies sitting on them, the big red one with the white dots. They'll bring you right into the fairy world. You'll be able to see them. The science guy says it's just chemistry in the brain. Yeah, right. This chemistry in the brain makes you see little small people running around. Or psilocybin makes you go into space if you take enough of it. But that's how you want to see the.
Okay, the murder in Tullamore. Why are the fairies involved? Now, before you come in here and you're like, this guy's crazy, he thinks the fairies did it. Give me a minute to explain my position. The murder in Tullamore. They're out running, you know the story. Happened a week ago now. January 12th, I think it was. They were running. Let me just explain my position on this. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. From the onset, my nose, my instincts, my fear, I've been going towards the fairies. Because anytime where you get a sense of somebody laughing, playing a trick, making humans look stupid, like this, I can picture the leprechaun in the bush with his pipe, laughing at how stupid we've been in our reaction to this, our triggered reaction, which is understandable because it's such a terrible thing. But I still, you know, the fairies are malicious. They're definitely malicious. They laugh at us, they like to play jokes, they do dark shit, real dark shit. Things that involve the fairies, other murders. Ian Bailey, Sophie the French woman. I can't pronounce her name. You know, some people say it was a horse. Like, there's just a classic example. We got this woman. She lives down a bog, in a valley, on a hill, down a famine road, and she's found dead outside her house. Like, who would go there in the middle of the night, barge into the house, and she runs out of the house into the field? Like, come on. Like, what possible scenario could that happen? Like, why would she run out of the house? Why would the person come into the house? She runs out of the house and then he whacks her in the head or something? Come on. I mean, people say it was a horse. Some people say it was a horse. And they're right. It was the puka. I mean, it's so obvious. Some sort of fairy trick or come out of that house. It's in the pitch dark. The horse comes over, back legs, wallops her in the face. Because the whole episode was just one big laughing. The laughing Paddy, the stupid Paddy, the leprechaun in the bush. The stupid Paddy. So back to this case. And back on that, on the mention of famine, there's another classic example of fairies. I mean, all these things, these strange things that happen. We used to say it was the fairies. You know, my best friend, he went mad from drinking spirits. This happened just up the road. He went mad, you've seen videos of himself playing on the wall, hearing voices shouting over the wall. Video saying he was I'm not going to get into it, he was saying he was a pedo. He could see it, he thought it was real. You know, the science comes along and says, it was alcohol psychosis. It comes along with some big word to explain these things. Alcohol psychosis it was. But people, and in that sense they're right, it's from drinking spirits. But why are they called spirits? They're called spirits because spirits, that type of alcohol, used to be associated with alchemy and magic. And when you're making pudging, as in potato spirits, what did they used to do? They used to always throw some over their shoulder for the fairies to stop you going mad. So it came along. So the science came along, and then it started coming up with its own explanations for all these mind disorders, all that sort of thing. Things that are not objective. There's no way to observe things that go on mind. Alcohol psychosis. What does that mean? It means nothing. I mean, people don't just start seeing videos of themselves playing on the wall and people shouting over the wall, saying, we're going to do this and do this. But that doesn't happen. The mind just can't suddenly make you see a video there. I can't just look at the thing and see a video of something and think, that's real. The neighbours made that and now it's on the internet and everyone's going to see it and they're going to be coming to humiliate. I better go and get a rope. No. Ian Bailey, the famine. Famine. Great example. I mean, science was on. It was the potato blight. It was the potato blight. Yeah, fungus did it. I mean, how stupid are you? How stupid are you? Before the science came along, everybody accepted it was the fairies. They said, this is a fairy trick, this is a fairy curse. The soil, the blight. The blight. I've never heard. There's never been a potato blight where the whole crop destroyed. Like 60, 70, 80% maybe. But this was 99% of the crop. Not 1 year, not 2 years, not 3 years, 4 years in a row. That does not happen. That never happens. It was the blight. You know, there hasn't been a blight. There hasn't been any potato blight since. It just stopped after that. And before, you know, 1801 no potato blight, 1802 no potato blight, 1810, 1815, 1820 no potato blight, and all of a sudden, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, the whole crop fails. The whole crop. I mean, come on. So don't come in here and go, this guy's crazy, this guy's crazy. Before the science came along, and started coming up with things like obsessive compulsive disorder, schizophrenia, other paranoid schizophrenia, all these things that go on in the mind, and these other things, these other phenomena like the Ian Bailey case, totally bizarre. This one does not look good either. Famine. Rory gone mad for drinking spirits, as I said, they call them spirits for a reason. This one, anytime you can spot the leprechaun playing a trick, or any other type of fairies, the puka, the dark fairies, the banshee, all of those, you get a sense of them, something that you can't really explain, and this is one of those things that you can't really explain, and I get a sense that we're being laughed at. Because from the onset, it has not looked good. The first guy they arrested back to Tullamore, the first guy they arrested, this is how much evidence they had. This is how much evidence they had for arresting this guy. This is what the Gardaí Banshee. You know, it's understandable. It's understandable because, you know, they're in shock because PTSD, you know, another term invented for the science. This is the evidence. Zero evidence. It's just a triggered reaction. The two initial women who probably found the guy, they probably saw the guy checking the pulse or something. You were probably checking it or something like that. Whatever it was. Like, I run the scenario through my head, what possibility they could have arrested this guy, and I just can't visualise it. The only thing I can see is him checking the body, then being, the guard being called, right, this is the guy, he's hanging around, like, why would he be hanging around if he was the killer, but he's hanging around anyway, you're arrested, we're taking you in, no evidence whatsoever. He'll get over it, but what a stressful thing. Like, he's probably doing a good deed. Probably sees this girl, goes over, and these other two women see it, and they're like, Gardaí, well, he looks a bit odd, and then they check his background, he's got a previous conviction, and then I can just hear the bloody leprechaun. You fucking idiots! You fucking idiots! Now the next thing, then the bike. The murder on the bike. Have you ever heard, like, am I supposed to believe that we have a guy going around? I hear a guy going around in that car, even that seems bleeding weird. I've got to find a woman. Guy going around on the bike killer. If I can't, I've got to find a woman. I've got to find a woman. Oh, Jesus Christ. And that was the next thing. Now the next thing is this guy, they've arrested the guy. So this whole video, I might be totally wrong. They might have DNA, this might be the guy. The guy presents himself at hospital. And if I'm wrong, come on in here and be like, you're an idiot, you're a gobshite. Please do, I deserve it. I got it totally wrong, my instinct got it totally wrong. Yeah, they arrested the guy, he presents himself at hospital. Loads of injuries. Again, this to me seems to be a leprechaun sort of fairy thing, laughing. You got one strange incident that might have happened, like this guy might have fallen out of a tree or something. The hospitals contacted the Gardaí because they were like, this is a bit strange. This is a bit strange. This guy's turned up the hospital, we don't know how his injury happened. So they got one strange event over here, and then another strange event. They must be connected. That's what I see is happening here. They must be connected. The Gardaí have got no real leads. That's the hospital rang them up, said this is weird, and then they associate this is weird. It must be connected. Now, could be wrong. Could be totally wrong. Maybe this is the guy. It seems weird to me. It seems off. It seems off. And the next thing, we're looking for a man in black. A man in black. That's really descriptive. Somebody saw a man in black. We're looking for a red bike. We're looking for a bike with green forks. Now we're looking for a man in black. And now our main lead is a guy who turned up at hospital with injuries. And now they're taking away a bottle bank. A bottle bank. It all looks bad. It's all looking bad. My nose is up. I think that's it, really. As I said, they've arrested this guy. And maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe they got the DNA evidence. The whole thing just seems weird. And there's no, like, there was nothing else done, like, to the woman. Like, it's just somebody just comes along and, like, has to feel some compulsion to just do this horrible act of, like, strangulation. It seems weird. And like you might say, well, if you're saying the fairies, what are you saying? Like, she tripped or something? You know, I mean, I mentioned Sophie. Lee Bailey, I said it was the puka. Stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. I don't know the details. But right now, from what I've seen the stupid paddy. The stupid paddy. And if this next guy, the Gardaí have made a fool of themselves, going, this is the guy. They've arrested him, and they've arrested him just on the basis of, you know, irrational, humans acting irrationally, and that's when you want to look out for the fairies having a laugh. So when we act like idiots and turn ourselves into idiots, and we turn ourselves into idiots. You go off onto a main road, and you just watch them zoom by in their cars, the monkey in his car, one after another, and they're like, I'm free, this is free. If you're free, why are you doing what everybody else is doing and following in the exact same line? You idiot. You've totally conformed to what everybody else has done, and someone else has designed this for you, and right now, you know, that's something I laugh. And people ask me, like, will ask me, why are you coming from this instinct of the fairies? Your fairy instinct, why is your fairy instinct coming up? I laugh at people driving cars. I laugh at the state of them. I've always been a bit of a changeling. You know what a changeling is? A changeling is somebody, the fairies kidnap a baby and they replace it with one of their own and be raised by the demons. I've always been a bit of an outsider. I always felt not fully part of it. And right now, you lot are looking real silly to me. Gardaí got no leads, they got nothing. They're chasing the boogeyman. And you laugh, isn't that what you're saying? You're saying it was the boogeyman yourself. You're saying it was the boogeyman. The man in black, the boogeyman. Gardaí are looking for a man in black with a green bike. That's exactly what I'm saying, isn't it? I'm coming on here saying the boogeyman is a fairy, isn't it? Oh, what do I know? We'll see. It's my theory. It's my theory. If they arrest this guy and we release him suddenly, and what I said, because my prediction about what happened, why they arrest him, just like, this is just trying the guy fall off a tree, another fairy trick, making the guy go off a tree for some reason, and then he falls out of it, and then you got another one over here, and then the two humans, the Guardy Bandy here, this is our lead, not looking good, that will look really bad, if that's what they're going on. Have I got any tips or evidence or any leads or anything what I'd be saying? God, no, I haven't got a clue. These are professionals. Like, they shouldn't be just the first guy who was arrested, zero evidence whatsoever. Like, I've never heard of that. Like, arrested and in 24 hours, this guy, like they released him 24 hours later, we were 100% sure that this guy isn't involved. They arrested him for 24 hours, and after 24 hours, you're 100% sure he's not involved. That's zero evidence. So what basis was there for arresting this guy? Anyway, right. Done. Can't think of anything else. It's a sad day, the funeral was today. And then on the last final point, yeah, this is it. The reaction to it from the general public. Holy crap. I've never seen such a ridiculous reaction. They've come up with this idea that this psychotic killer type situation is a spectrum. So if you wolf whistle at a woman, or if you touch a woman's ass or something like that, you know, something mildly sexist and wrong, that's a spectrum that leads to a man needing to become a psychopath. Like, it's such a stupid public debate. If we change men's behaviour, if men stop catcalling women on the street, then they won't have psychotic people going around. There won't be lunatics. That will get rid of the lunatics who have a compulsion to kill. What a ridiculous connection. I mean, at worst, that spectrum ends with sexual offences like rape. I admit that. At worst. But this wasn't sexual. There was no motive here. It was just a compulsion to kill by the looks of things. I mean, unless like this guy tried to chat her up and she said you laughed at him or something, you got, I don't know, I just don't know. I cannot picture any scenario where a man would feel the need to do what happened to a woman. And the reaction from it, from the general public, is the public debate. We need to change. Oh, Ray Darcy's the worst. We need to change men's attitudes. We've got a psychologist on the line or a counsellor on the line. How are we going to change? I'm thinking of like my daughters today. You know, it's this ridiculous connection between sexism and psychotic killers. Like, no way connected. It just shows there's no. Again, it's just the fairies laughing. It's like this stupid Paddy. How is that related? And then it happens again, and the same argument will happen again. Another psychotic guy. I mean, the amount of women that have disappeared in the 1990s and still disappearing, and those cases usually just end up getting forgotten about because they never found the body. Just oh, gone. Like is there crazy people driving around kidnapping women, taking them off? You know. And yeah, the public debate about that's them not being able to comprehend it, and maybe that's me with the whole fairies thing. That's me not being able to comprehend it. That's how I try to comprehend the world. You know, from famine to psychosis, alcohol psychosis, all those other things. So there you go. Maybe I'm being as irrational as everybody else. But right now, as of now, my explanation is as good as anybody else's.